Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thanks for being here today. It is very wintry at our place right now with lots of snow and ice. So I have been thinking about balance, and we have so many different muscles that are involved in balance. So we can use some yoga poses to help activate those and help bring awareness to those areas. We're going to start standing today, and we're going to start with the feet, since the feet are our main contact with the ground. So most of our feet tend to fly under the radar. They don't get a lot of attention, they just do their job. But there's actually a lot of muscles in the feet that can be trained. So as you're standing here, try lifting all of your toes up off of your mat, spreading them as wide as you can away from each other, and then placing them back down. Now, if that feels super weird or you can't do it, don't worry, you will be able to with practice. I use this with my patients in clinic all the time, and people are blown away by how much movement they can gain. So try it again, lift all of your toes up, spread them wide, and place them back down. Awesome, let's try one more. Lift your toes, spread them wide, and place them back down. You can see I'm doing movements with my hands. Sometimes you can trick your brain, and actually if you do it with your hands, it will be easier to do it with your feet. So something to try. Now that you have your toes spread wide, we're going to come into a chair pose to activate our whole legs. So weight back into your heels, bum comes way back, arms reach forward. Sitting down as deep as you reasonably can here. Feeling the warmth starting to come in the legs, feeling the activation in the feet. If this is feeling like a lot for you, you can stay here. If you want a little more challenge, come onto the balls of the feet and lift the heels and lower back down and lift the heels and lower back down. And let's try one more. Really nice. Lower your heels down, lower your bum down a little bit if it lifted there, and then come back up to standing. Bring your hands onto your hips. Step your feet about one leg length distance apart and point your toes away from each other. Coming into a goddess squat variation here. So bending into the knees, letting the hips sink down. Hands can stay on the hips for this one. If this feels like a good stretch and like good effort, again, stay here, but you have the option to lift your heels up and then lower down, and then lift just your right heel and lower the right heel as you lift the left heel. So you can go back and forth here, lifting and lowering opposite heels, working on your coordination, working on your strength of one leg at a time. Good. Keep your right heel up, lift the left, lower your seat a bit if you can, and then lower the heels down. Straighten your legs, bring your feet back in towards each other. Come into tree pose, a classic balance pose. So lift and separate the toes on your left foot, placing them back down, just making more surface area so it's easier to balance. Bend through your right knee, open it out to the side, and place your right foot onto your left calf. Bring your palms together if you can. Press your palms really actively together as you press your right foot really actively into your left your left inner calf. So very active pose here. Breathing in and out through your nose as you do this. And then bring the right knee forward, place it down, bring your hands back to your hips, lift the right toes, spread them apart, place them down, bend into the left knee, come in on the other side, pressing the hands together, pressing the left foot into the right leg and vice versa. Activating the muscles basically in your whole body here. Your face muscles can be relaxed. Sometimes I know it helps to like squint or make faces when you're balancing. That's okay. Opening through the chest, growing tall as you're here in your tree. Noticing if you were able to spread the toes on your right foot, maybe you can really feel your right foot activating in a way that it doesn't normally. Little wind there. Bring the left knee forward, place it down, and then wiggle that out. Really nice. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, coming onto your hands and knees. So we're going to come into gate pose here. You may have seen this before. Your right shin comes off of the long edge of the mat. Your left leg stretches out, left arm reaches up. Lift the left leg, flexing the foot, and then do little pulses of the left heel towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. You should feel good activation on the outer side of your left hip here. Those muscles are super important in balance, and they actually help support your feet on the ground as they help support the alignment of your whole leg. Lower your left foot and hand down. I'm going to switch sides just so you can see me, but you don't have to. Bring the left shin off of the long edge of the mat. Right leg stretches out, right arm reaches up. Take a moment to ground. And then lift the right leg. Do little pulses here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and hold. This might feel quite different on this side than it did on the other, which is just fine. And then lower the right foot down. Right hand and knee can come down as well. And then come to sit on your heels. So your toes are pointing out behind you. Just notice any stiffness in the ankles here. You might feel a little bit of stretching along the front line of the leg. It just brings awareness to those muscles and helps with flexibility of the ankle as well. Now this stretch, I'm like 50-50 on. I've had to tell patients to stop doing it because it can really aggravate foot pain and plantar fasciitis if you have it. So if you do have plantar fasciitis, just really gently stretch here or leave this all together. But if you don't and you generally have healthy feet, tuck your toes under and just gently press your weight back. You should feel quite a strong stretch. If you're not feeling much, you can bring your hands back towards you and really sit on your heels. But I don't recommend that for long periods of time. I just like people to get an awareness of the tissue on the bottoms of the feet. And sometimes this just helps you connect better to your feet because you can really feel it. Okay, we'll release that and swing your legs out in front of you with your feet as wide as the mat is. And just windshield wiper your knees side to side. This is a great way to open up the hips. And like I mentioned, the hips determine the alignment of the whole leg. So if your hips are functioning well, the rest of your leg will function well and you will have better balance. Okay, that was your 10-minute movement for balance session. If you liked this video, please give me a like below and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free. I always love to chat about this stuff. And I will see you next time.